It was such a special experience. That cast is a group of people that really love one another, and still to this day. I mean, we are on the phone with each other all the time. We're checking in with one another. I just had a FaceTime with Aubrey, who plays my daughter, last night because she wanted to show me her prom dress that she had just bought. The show itself won several Emmys. I was personally nominated for 5 Emmys, but lost every single one of them a few times to my co-stars, Eric Stonestreet and Ty Burrell. Twice each. They won 2 times and I won 0. And
you're okay with that?
I'm totally fine with that.
In a couple of Wednesdays' time,
yeah,
I have a colonoscopy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, where's this going?
Well, you know where that goes.
I know exactly where that goes. Where's the story going? It was the last scene that we shot where we're all saying, that the people are moving away and, we're sort of saying goodbye to one another. But I don't even think there was acting in that last scene.
Of course
I think we were saying goodbye to each other.
Oh my goodness. Oh my godparents. Oats, my everything. Vassos, over to you.
He's the multi-award-winning actor who's equally wonderful in a modern family and on a modern stage. He currently stars in the new musical Here We Are at the National Theatre in London. So here he is, never messy, always successy, Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
Oh my God, Jesse! What have you done to my life in the last 24 hours? Thank you for coming on the show, because it meant I somehow got invited to the Modern Family Party. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You're very late, but we're happy to have you.
I get it, man. I get it.
But not everyone watches it. And that's okay.
Well, everybody will watch it if I have anything to do with it.
Well,
from now on.
Thank you. My name will finally be a success.
Well, this interview is going to be a 2-parter, like the final ever episode of Modern Family, which I have seen. And so we're going to talk about. Well, actually, there's 3 major ingredients. Well, there's 4. There's you. Mm-hmm. There's your podcast, which I love.
Oh, thank you.
There's the Modern Family, the TV show, the phenomenon, the TV phenomenon, and there's this new musical that you're in called Here We Are, which Tilly went to see last night and has not stopped babbling on about that whilst co-blubbing with me. About, because I came in this morning in bits. She went, "What's the matter?" She said, "What have you done?" I said, "I've watched Modern Family." She said, "Well, why are you so upset?" I said, "Because I watched the first and the last episode."
Funny that you did that.
And then, so what? Do you know what she did? She went to re-watch the last episode so she could be as sad as I was during the show.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Is it really it's that emotional for you, huh?
Oh, it's totally emotional because it's all about love. Yeah. Don't get me going. Because it's all the greatest shows have love at the center of them, because love, I'm going to go, because love is who we really are. Love is who we really are. And if you love yourself, then you will never harm another human being. And if you nearly love yourself, you'll still be a bit mean to people. And if you're mean to someone today, it doesn't mean you truly love yourself. And if you truly love yourself, it'll sort everything else out.
I've never heard Modern Family explained this way. Thank you. Thank you.
But that's where it comes from, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's it's a family show. And I think that's the one thing that everyone has in common is we all come from a family. And, it was such a special experience. And, the fact, and I think that you probably did see this even in just the 2 episodes that you watched, that cast is a group of people that really love one another. And still to this day, I mean, we are on the phone with each other all the time. We're checking in with one another. I just had a FaceTime with Aubrey, who plays my daughter, last night because she wanted to show me her prom dress that she had just bought. So I mean, we're really very, very close.
No, I get it. And then, there's a brilliant episode of your podcast. So Jesse does this podcast called Dinners on Me, which is just fantastic. I mean, you're clearly such a lovely person because all these people want to come on your show, a bit like Ted Danson's podcast, which I also
very lucky that yeah.
Well, you're very lucky because you're nice. So you get to be lucky because you're really nice. And I listened to the episode of you and Joshua Jackson recently. Of course, he was in a mega series, Dawson's Creek, pre your mega series. Then your mega series out-megaed his series, because I love the business, right?
Yeah.
And your conversation, the two of yours conversation about the business was fascinating.
Oh, really? I'm glad you loved it. Yeah, he's such a great guy.
Oh,
he's so great, and he has such a great story. He lost his family home in the Palisades fire, and has such a beautiful kind of perspective on all that, and talks very openly about his divorce and how he's co-parenting. He's just such a cool guy. That was one of my favorite episodes of my podcast.
Back in the day, he and I went out on we pulled an all-nighter.
Did you really?
Yeah, we did. When he was drinking and I was drinking. I don't think either of us are now. I know I'm definitely not. I can sort of testify to that. And I think Josh went off. I don't know if he's back on it or not. But we had a great time. I mean, I really loved the bones of that guy. Yeah, and he's in something called Odyssey, which I've never seen.
Dr. Odyssey, yeah.
But your podcast made me want to watch it, which I suppose is the point.
It's fun. Yeah, it's a fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also loved him in The Affair. Did you ever watch that?
I love The Affair. No, see, that's how I met him, because when he was doing The Affair and that was getting a lot of award attention, that's when Modern Family was on, and we would see each other, like, you know, at the Emmy Awards and stuff. And yeah.
You said, I mean, obviously it's very sad to leave Modern Family, but the fact you got to be in it in the first place is you hitting all the jackpots. You said one of the advantages of leaving it was being able to leave it because I was in it in the first place.
Yeah.
But also you got to win some awards finally. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, the show itself won several Emmys. I was personally nominated for 5 Emmys, but lost every single one of them a few times to my co-stars, Eric Stonestreet and Ty Burrell. Twice each. They won 2 times and I won 0. And
you're okay with that?
I'm totally fine with that. Julie Bowen, you know, one year she won. She actually won 2 as well. And her son broke her Emmy award, and the like Globe part of it.
Because you told him to.
Yeah, no,
because you paid him to.
No, but he broke it, and the Globe part fell off of her Emmy. So as a wrap present, she gave me part of her Emmy award.
That's so beautiful.
Because she thought I always should have won.
Which bit did you get?
The Globe.
So you could hang that on your Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have it's a prized possession. But after I won a Tony Award,
Tony
for this play Take Me Out that I did shortly after Modern Family finished, Julie said, "Okay, I think you probably should give me back my piece of the Emmy, because now you have your own really cool award, but I'm going to keep it."
Okay, I'm not giving it back. You said you won 0, but you know 0 is like the number. You know, because without 0, nothing else exists.
Yeah.
Because 1 is only 1 from 0, and 2 is only 2 from 0. And if you look at 0, you see nothing. But if you look through 0, you see the world.
You're full of insight today, aren't you?
0 is it, man.
Man, you watched 2 episodes of Modern Family, and you're like
I'm
a
there.
guru.
Well, you say it's 3 though, isn't it? Because the final episode is 1 and 2. It's a 2-parter.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll get back to Modern Family in a bit. I can't recommend Jesse's podcast enough, and I am Mr. I think I listen to more podcasts than any other human being on the planet.
Well, that's a huge compliment. Thank you.
It's a great show, man. It's a great show.
I'm planning on doing a few episodes here in London. I take my guests out to dinners at restaurants, as you know, and so we have about 6 or 7 planned while I'm here.
What's the best meal you've had
here?
No, in your show. Dinner's on Me.
My gosh!
Or does it not matter?
I mean, a lot of it's the company I'm keeping. I had a great meal with Sarah Paulson at one of my favorite restaurants in New York called Via Carota.
You are a foodie, aren't you?
Oh yeah,
love
I wrote
food.
a cookbook too. Yeah,
you did actually. I forgot about that. One go-to meal, death row. And also death row prep. So you're in charge of prepping one meal, and you're in charge of having one meal by anybody you like, with anybody you like.
Prepping a meal?
Yeah.
I'm prepping a meal for someone else's death row?
Well, yeah, basically your signature meal.
Oh, okay. I would do green chili chicken enchiladas.
Hello! Would you be cooking that in London anytime soon?
I should. I'm having a hard time finding really good Mexican food here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one I haven't cracked.
Okay, have you been to Bermondsey Street?
No.
All right, Bermondsey Street. You come out of this building.
Okay.
You got to hang out around here, man.
Okay.
So cool. Borough Market. You been to Borough Market?
Yeah.
So Bermondsey Street. It's about a half mile from here.
Okay.
Turn right. Got it all going on.
Okay.
There's some,
I'll check it out.
You know those golden streets that you get in cities?
Yeah.
That's one of them.
That's yours.
There's many others, of course, available as well. Right. So here we are.
Yeah. The Stephen Sondheim musical. Yeah.
Existential anagram of Here We Are.
Okay.
Are we here?
Are we here?
Yes, we are, Jesse. Yes, we are, Jesse.
You're full of really deep insight today. Is this normal?
It's about as deep as I get. Tilly, do you want to come in? Because you went to see Jesse's musical last night. She came in. She was like, "Yeah, Jesse Tyler Ferguson." And then I said, "Watch the final episode. Rewatch. Get yourself re-sad, re-empathetic about the final episode of Modern Family."
I was just watching you put this on Instagram.
Oh no!
I just watched you cry. That's it. I did. I was like, "Oh, I've seen this sweater," and then I'm looking at your face. I was like, "Oh yeah, now that you have your headphones on."
It's been an emotional roller coaster the past 24 hours.
You were very emotional.
Yeah,
I was.
I'm going to give you a hug when this is over.
Oh, please. That would be great.
Right.
I just love Modern Family.
Are we here?
We are here.
Are we
We are
here?
here talking about Here We Are.
Here we
Yeah.
are.
Right. And there you were last night at the theatre.
There I was.
I'm so glad you were there.
Tell us about the musical.
Right. It was so fun. I said to Jesse on the way up, it was one of those that everything that happened, you could never have predicted was going to happen following what had happened just before it. It was just the most gripping thing. I was sat there on the edge of my seat the whole time, which, considering we get up very early in the morning, is saying something, and not every show does that to me. And the cast is ridiculously
It's very
incredible.
stacked.
It's very, very stacked.
Load
It's
the
sort of-
bases.
It's truly.
I wish I had 4 sets of eyes, or 8 sets of eyes, so I could watch everyone on stage.
All
at
11
the
cast
same
members
time.
on stage are incredible and all like really respected in their own right.
So tell us about the
Totally.
stacked aspect of it.
Well, it's I'll begin with me. Martha Plimpton, Jane Krakowski, Palos Ajat, Rory Kinnear, National Treasure Rory Kinnear, Richard Fleischman.
So it's not a test. It's not. The point is, it is.
It's a crazy stacked
Yeah, it's
cast.
gold and
Tracy
some.
Bennett, who is like one of your stage icons. Dennis O'Hare. I mean, it's just full of incredible
This is a
talent.
bit like when Led Zeppelin got back together and played the O2, and we were.
It's exactly like that.
We got to go. I'll tell you why it's like that. It has the same flavour about it, at least the same nose about it, because we all went to. We were looking at.
Are you thinking about coming to see Here We
Whilst
Are
on
while your
drugs.
anesthesia wears
so
off?
It's going to be so it's going to be great anyway, and I'm going to be super high on illegal supply.
Honestly,
what do you reckon?
I honestly feel like this show, A Little High, might be amazing.
Come on.
Because it sort of makes you feel like you're a little high anyways.
Can
It's
you get me in? Think about something to do with rock and roll. And it's not dissimilar with this, in as much as it's not on for that long,
No.
and you've all got together to do it.
Yeah, no. First of all, it's Stephen Sondheim's last musical. He died a few years ago, and he's one of our greatest American musical theater writers, if not the greatest, I would say. And to be a part of his last piece, I think was something that none of us would say no to. But also, I saw this production when it was in New York, and it blew my mind.
Why did it blow your mind?
It's like what you were saying. You're on the edge of your seat. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. Joe Mantello's direction is so unique and so brilliant. It has such a unique perspective. Aesthetically, it looks like nothing I've ever seen. Thematically, it's like nothing I've ever seen. Of course, Stephen Sondheim, he's so unique and so musically, he's such a genius. It just blew me away. And after I finished that watching that show, I thought about it for weeks, and I thought I was jealous of my friends who were in it. I was like, I wish I could have been in something like that. So when the opportunity came for me to do it here in the West End, I was like, absolutely.
You're good at this selling, Lark. This is the no sell, because you're not selling, you're telling, but that's the best sell, the tell. And what day is the midweek matinee?
Today.
I
have a matinee in like 3 hours.
Okay. So it's Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday and Saturday are the matinee days.
In a couple of Wednesdays' time,
Yeah.
I have a colonoscopy.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, where's this going?
Well, you know where that goes.
I know exactly where that goes. Where's the story going?
Okay. Well, because I'm not having a general, but I'm having a sort of semi-general anaesthetic.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to drive home, and I live miles away.
Are you thinking about coming to see Here We
Whilst
Are
on
while
drugs.
your anesthesia wears off?
So it's going to be great anyway, and I'm going to be super high on illegal supply.
Honestly,
what do you reckon?
I honestly feel like this show, A Little High, might be amazing.
Come on.
Because it sort of makes you feel like you're a little high anyways.
Can you get me in?
Can I get you in?
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know people.
Just me. Room for a small one. Single guy. Just fresh from a colonoscopy. Come on.
I mean, please,
Yes.
I would love to.
Yes.
I really like the way you come at things. You watch the first and last episode of Modern Family.
Yeah.
You want to see Here We Are after a colonoscopy. I think you got a really great perspective
Well,
on how to consume your entertainment.
Well, I was sort of I turned it all up to 11 in the 90s, so I've done all the other stuff. So now I've got to look at things a little bit differently.
Sure. How do we keep this going?
Me and Josh Jackson out for a 24 hour. I mean, that was the least. That was like an aperitif back in those. So now I'm thinking, Yeah, I mean, I do want to revisit Modern Family conversationally, but also episodically, absolutely 100%. But I do want to come and see you whilst high on a legal colonoscopic local/general anaesthetic supply.
Let me just say, you don't have to be high to enjoy it, but it would absolutely give you a very unique experience.
Because Nathan Lane's been on your podcast.
Yeah.
All the heart.
Isn't he the
Nathan
greatest?
Lane. I think the best thing I've ever seen. Well, the three favourite things I've ever seen in real life. Number one, Paul McCartney playing in my pub. Number two, Bruce Springsteen on Broadway.
Yeah.
And number three, The Producers, starring Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I come close to tears talking about that because
he's such a genius.
So joyous.
And actually, full circle, he was. He gave an incredible performance at the National Theater in Angels in America, which he then won a Tony Award for when he brought it back to New York.
And when you and I sang Tony, 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 that's from The Producers.
That's right. Yeah, Nathan Lane's is a freaking
He's
genius.
The best, isn't he? He's the best ever.
He really is.
He's just unbelievable. What was he in? He was in that amazing...
Well, now you don't even know this probably, but he's in Modern Family.
I know,
He's
I didn't know.
a very, very, very popular guest character named Pepper Saltzman.
Of course. Go on, Tilly. Speak to this.
One of the funniest characters.
And
one of the best names.
He was nominated for several Emmys for that guest spot.
So nationaltheatre.org is where you need to go to buy tickets for Jesse Tyler Ferguson and his stellar mates in Here We Are, the musical. How can, not because it can't, but how does, rather, a musical also be gripping? Do you know what I mean by that?
I think any great theater can achieve that. I mean, it's great source material. I really feel like Joe Mantello's direction, he added another layer of genius onto what was already so brilliant to begin with. And then you get this incredible group of people who just know how to handle the material.
So, by the way, I have no idea what it's about. Just frame it in 12 words.
Okay, this is how I'd tell it to you. The first act is basically about a whole bunch of really wealthy people who are trying to find a place to have brunch while the world's burning around them.
Got it.
Okay, very topical, right?
First world problems. There you
and
go.
Then, and the second act is about they can't get out of a room, and they basically it's about a meal that never ends, and it's based on these surrealist films.
I love it already.
And it is wacky and weird and insightful, and it's really it has to be seen to be believed. To be honest,
I get it.
And it's hilarious. It's very funny.
Often on this show, ironically for a radio show, we talk about things that are beyond words. And so things are only describable, to the point which the person observes them diligently enough and has the capacity or the command over their particular mother tongue to describe them. Mm-hmm. And then, from a macro point of view, their mother tongue's ability to describe anything. Mm-hmm. And the fact you say it has to be seen to be believed, that's art. Yeah. Because it's beyond words.
Yeah.
Love it,
you really
don't you?
do need to see it. It's astonishing. It's an astonishing piece of theater, and I'm very excited to be a part of it.
And having seen it on Broadway and now being in it in the West End, just tell us about that relationship between being in the audience in a New York watching a New York production and being on stage in a UK production.
Well, when we saw it in New York, it was the first time this was being presented, and it was Stephen Sondheim's last work, and he had already passed away. So there was this electricity in the air of like, oh my gosh, I'm witnessing a new Stephen Sondheim musical for the very last time. There will never be another new musical by Stephen Sondheim, and that was really exciting. Also, being asked to be a part of it here, I also knew what the show was, and I knew what I was walking into, and I knew it was such a brilliant piece of stagecraft that I was just so excited that I could actually be a part of it. Like, I'm such a fan of the show. Like, I truly am such a geek about the show, and so the fact that I get to be in it is
so cool,
astonishing.
Man. So cool, isn't it? Isn't life sweet?
I love it.
Sweet.
And I've always wanted to work on the West End, and it's
how are you finding the West End? Is it what you dreamt of? Is it what you thought of?
It's everything I wanted it to be. And the National Theater is an incredible place to work. And it's just the audiences have been so incredible. We've been selling out almost every performance so far, and they're just going wild for it. I feel like British audiences get this show in a way that's different than American audiences. I don't know. I feel like it speaks to their sensibility in a way that maybe American audiences didn't quite. I'm not sure. I don't want to put people in boxes, but the response is different than it was
well, it's different
in
energy.
the States.
You get off the plane here, it's different immediately to if you get off in Athens.
I also love that the Brits don't stand for just everything.
Right.
If they're going to give you a standing ovation, which we have gotten a few of, let me say, it means that you really have earned it. We stand for everything in America.
It's like the chat shows when they applaud everything. It's my birthday today. Yeah,
no, truly. We'll throw you a parade.
Ever had a birthday
we will throw
before.
you a parade and a fireworks show, and you have to earn it here.
Having said that, I do love your late night US talk show appearances. You light Jimmy Fallon up.
I love Jimmy Fallon.
You like. So do I. But you and he together. You do something to each other. I mean, you sort of take it with you wherever you go, but you really light him up. He's really good when he's on with you.
Oh,
and he does that every night. But you sort of, it's like you do it every night.
He always seems happy to have me. I could tell I'm okay at those things because I keep getting asked back. I think I did like 12 episodes of Ellen DeGeneres' show, and it was like, it's because she likes me.
I love the red stiletto thing you did with her.
Oh, right.
That's a good. Is that a game show? Because it should be.
I don't think it's a game show. No.
It's like What's My Line, but not What's My Line.
That's
it's
right.
What's My Line. Oh, talking about because it's basically what. Do you want to describe what happened on the DeGeneres show with the red stilettos?
I mean, you tell me which. I don't remember the details about it.
Okay, so you were chatting to her, and then she said, "Oh, because now and again she used to play a game. Let's play a game."
Yeah.
And she said, "You stand behind this. Now you're going to advertise something that you don't, and you don't know."
That's right. That's right. That's what it was. I had to advertise something. I didn't know what it was. And it was stilettos, red stilettos.
But at no point during the bit do you know what's in front of you because you can't see it.
That's right.
And she can, and she just asks you questions about it.
Yeah.
And again, it's beyond words, but it's absolutely hilarious.
She's very clever that way, yeah.
So Jesse Tyler Ferguson, in Here We Are, the musical. Oh, I mean, he doesn't really need to come on the show to plug it because, like he says, it's nearly
selling very well. But
good.
the thing is, there are some tickets available still, and you should definitely try
And why would you
snag
want to
them.
go and have all this fun? Because when you see something great up close and personal, whether it's a painting or it's a gig or it's a musical, it's like a choir, isn't it? When a choir sings, it just moves you, doesn't it? It's something. It comes from deep down and it goes to deep down. You know, they say you can't really transmit what you don't have. You can fake it for a bit, but you'll always get found out. But also, if you are listening with the right ears, which aren't necessarily on either side of your head, and it's coming from somewhere that isn't necessarily the hole in the middle of your face, then that's where the gold happens. That's where the magic happens.
Yeah, that's what art is. That's what art does. Absolutely.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so should we get to my Modern Family experience?
If you would like, sure.
It's up to you. I don't mind. It's up to you.
I'm happy to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
All right, so yesterday I go home, I think, I've got to watch Modern Family. I have no choice in this. So I watched...
Were you excited or were you kind of like, oh, yeah.
No, because I never get like that.
Okay.
Ever, because I wouldn't do it otherwise. I love this job. I don't have to do it. I do it. I'm very lucky. I love it. I love getting curious, especially with somebody of your stature. And also your renown. People like you so much because you're a gift to the world. And so I go home and I watch episode 1 and I'm like, I watched the first 4 minutes and I pause it and I say to my wife, babe, because she's like putting the kids to bed because we got 6-year-old twins, we got a 12-year-old about to be 13, we got a 16-year-old, I have a 37-year-old, we have grandchildren, we got it all. To be honest,
jeez,
we have the show right,
populating half of the UK.
Yeah, but we also have the Modern Family within our family. And the thing is, sometimes if that's the case, you don't find a parody of it funny because you go, this is just like a videotape of yesterday in our house.
Right.
But of course it's not that because it's so much cleverer. So I paused and I called my wife downstairs and said, babe, you've got to watch this. And I said, I've only watched the first 4 minutes and it was pre the titles. So just frame the pilot episode and how clever it was and what happened.
Well, I mean, the pilot is, I think, one of the greatest pilots I've ever written.
Without question.
It's so successful. In fact, when they were selling the show, they do this thing called upfronts in New York City, and they usually just show little clips of the shows that the networks are planning for the next year, and they decided to show the entire pilot of the show at upfront, which is really risky, and it also pisses people off because they have to sit there and they're sort of held captive for like way longer than they would like to be.
Unless...
They would like to watch like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But it went over so well. The entire audience was laughing so hard. It's such a moment. And it was at that moment that I realized that, okay, the show is actually as special as I think it is. But it's, these three families, and you're not sure how they are interconnected. And by the end of the pilot, you realize they're all part of one large family.
It could be a film anyway. That could be a film.
Truly. I mean, it's such a well-constructed pilot, and it just, it introduces you to these group of characters.
And there's something there for everyone.
And there's something there for everyone. And it was one of those scripts that I was like, this is one of the best written pilots, and if it's cast well and if it's directed well, I think it could be really great.
All I could think about was how exhausting it would be to keep that standard up for, let's say, 6 shows, and then you think about
we
20.
did 250
I
episodes.
know, and apparently they're all amazing, and I hope to get to them all one day.
I mean, I'm sure people might disagree with you. There might be a sliding scale of quality, but I feel like they are all great. I think even our probably least successful episode of Modern Family is better than some other TV shows. I really stand behind what we made, and I love it so much.
So here's me. So I'm watching the first episode and the last episode on the same day, having never seen a frame of Modern Family before, ever, right?
Yeah.
And you're thinking, that's interesting. I said, but it's so profound because I got to see you all born, and then I got to see you all. We all wish we could predict the future to some point. Maybe if we could see the future, we wouldn't wish that.
Yeah.
But it's like that happened to me because I saw you all for 23 minutes, and then I went to 10 years later. What was really interesting about it, Jesse, was the quality.
Yeah.
The last minute of the last ever episode being as good as, if not better, than the first 4 minutes of the pilot episode. The strength, the confidence, the sort of otherworldliness of the last 4 sequences, which didn't feature a single human being, but just off, on.
Yeah,
let's not say for people. Yeah, but I mean, and the way that was teed up.
Yeah.
Right. So you got all that going on.
Yeah.
Now, what I could see also was, or I imagined, right, my ego, right, is like, because this is not only their characters 11 seasons on, but it's the actors 11 seasons on, having become famous.
That last...
and everything that goes with that. And you could see that. I could feel that from the screen.
Yeah, I mean, there's a scene, it was the last scene that we shot, where we're all saying, that the families, people are moving away, and we're sort of saying goodbye to one another. But I don't even think there was acting in that last scene. I think we were saying goodbye to each other as, Sophia and Ed O'Neill and Ty Burrell and Julie Bowen. Even though we're all still very much connected and we talk all the time, but we were saying goodbye.
It's the last time you were ever going to do that.
Yeah. And the crew was all crying. It was, it was so intense.
Anyway, what a thing, Jesse.
Yeah, I can't believe I got to be a part of that.
Anything we left out? I mean, we could talk all day. You're the kind of person that one could talk all day to. How are you finding being on the other side of the mic interview?
I really like it, and I think part of the reason I like it is because I have been on this side.
Yeah.
And
you get it.
I get it. And, I also love, like you were saying, I love doing the research. I like learning about, new people and the work that they're doing. And, there's a lot of people who I'm having on the show that I don't know too much about, and I get to dive into the work that they've done, and I've become fans of so many people that I probably never would have been exposed to. I'm really excited to do some episodes here. I'm trying to get David Beckham to come on. He's a buddy of mine, so if you're listening, David, I'm here until the end of June. Let's try and make this work. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun.
Who else is on your hit list while you're the Brit list?
The Brit list. Who else do I have? I have Prue from the British Bake Off.
Yeah,
because I was on an episode. Dame Prue.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. I'll tell you right now. I have my list going here. No, listen. None of this could all change because I haven't actually recorded these episodes yet. So I might say.
Well, if we can help, please let us be of service.
Jason Isaacs, Alexander Skarsgård, Rory Kinnear.
Yep.
National treasure Rory Kinnear, who happens
you could
to be
do him in between shows.
He and Martha Plimpton are going to be on my podcast, and they're both castmates of mine. So
in between actors, in between shows.
Yeah,
that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Jane Krakowski's been on my podcast. She's in the show with me.
And you're going to get a lot of faces coming to the show. Have you had some faces in the house?
I've had some friends of mine from New York come, but I haven't. I kind of hate to know when people are here. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a hot ticket. So.
And as far as this production is concerned, what have you changed? What have you developed since the previews and the opening night?
Well, we've tightened the show a lot. I mean,
what have you personally?
What have I personally?
What are you playing? What are you comfortable enough to play with?
Oh God, I'm nothing. Something went wrong on stage the other day, and Tracy Bennett handed me a prop that had fallen, and I was like, I don't know the show well enough to troubleshoot in this moment. Like, I have no idea what to do with this.
That's so funny.
No, I'm still like on the edge of my seat. I'm still trying to figure it out. Sometimes really complicated.
Right.
And David Ives, who wrote the book, he's a very complicated playwright too. So it's, there's a lot going on. And then Joe Mantello's staging is very complicated. Sam Pinkelton's choreography is very complicated. So we're all on our toes.
And what do you want to do while you're here other than work?
Well, I want to eat.
Yeah.
I have a list of restaurants that I want to go to. What else am I doing? I have my kids here, so like they've never been to London, so I'm doing a lot of the tourist stuff.
All the stuff.
I've already been on the London Eye with them.
Of course you have.
I'm gonna do all the things that I probably wouldn't have done if I was just here by myself.
And you're gonna hop off to Europe, to Rome,
we are
or
taking them to Paris for one of my days off.
Suddenly so close.
Suddenly so close. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna, go up to the country for a little bit. And,
Good for you.
Well, I only get one day off, so.
You going to Windsor, to the castle?
We might, yeah. I shot an episode of British Bake Off in Windsor, so I spent some time there last summer.
Good for you. All right. Well, it's great to meet you. You have not disappointed. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. nationaltheatre.org.uk, Jesse Tyler Ferguson and his stellar mates in Here We Are, the musical. If you can get a ticket, it's fast becoming, if not already, the hottest ticket in town.